The 4-step method to high-performance trading and the 7-step daily routine for high-performance traders are both free downloads. The 4-step method for high-performance trading is about developing the mindset and the routines to increase your confidence and your ability to execute your trading edge in a live trading environment. Constant progress. 7-step daily routine for high-performance traders is an audio program download designed to help traders bulletproof their day-to-day habits, discipline, and develop a winning mindset. Again, the link is in the description box below. They're free downloads. Let's get started. Just reminding traders, if they're new to this channel or if this is the first time you've seen this video, if you go to this playlist, everything you need is in this playlist as it is titled. We go over the templates, the timings, the levels, the behavior of price. This will help to bulletproof your understanding of the best trade setups in the playbook. Again, these are free videos on the YouTube channel to support and enhance the skills and the development of your trading prowess within the playbook itself. Everything you need is in this playlist. Trader Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Today we are going to go through different templates looking at well-engineered charts, signal days, 3-day setups, and 3-session setups. The importance again of the opening range and initial balance, timing, and major economic major red news. Now in the playbook, the main signal days we've talked about are day 3 longs, day 3 shorts in the market, first red day, first green day, and the inside day for false break, trend trades, low-hanging fruit opportunities. I've talked about 3-day setups, 3-session setups. And a lot of traders had a lot of confusion and still getting a lot of misinformation regarding 3-day cycles and everything else. And I've gone over this in several videos to really emphasize the simplicity of Monday to Friday template. Monday opens the week. It's a new week. And Friday closes the week. And within that, we'll have a template. Sometimes they will meld from a previous week. Friday's closing range of the week is very important. Just to go over the simple template, Monday is our opening range. That's day 1. Tuesday forms our initial balance. And in a large percentage of cases, by the time Monday and Tuesday has traded, we will have a high and a low of the week, and one of those extremes will tend to hold. We can trade into one of those extremes for a reversal. Occasionally we'll have a trending week where we'll reset on Wednesday. Wednesday's day 3. It's the midpoint range of the week. It resets to a day 1. We can have a day 1, day 2, day 3 continuing a trend trade. Or we can have a pump and dump template or a dump and pump template. Again, a couple of simple basic examples in the playbook on page 19 and 20. A dump and pump or a dump and pump weekly template. Looking for parabolic trend trades or parabolic reversal trade opportunities, and just sitting and waiting, as I emphasize, like Bill Lipschutz says, sitting on your hands often makes you more money. Sitting and waiting, watching the clock, and understanding what type of opportunity you have in the session that you're trading on the instrument that you're trading. And my job is to identify what I feel is the best candidate or candidates heading into a session after major red news. Oil opens at 9 a.m. Currencies, gold, 8:20. Just a reminder of the timings. Now, if there's major red news that crosses over any one of these times, I wait until after the news. Tomorrow, Friday, we have 10 a.m. major red news release. We have 8:30 and 10 a.m. Sometimes we can see an explosive move in that first release, and the second one after the market opens, the equity market opens. That can be a catalyst to complete a range expansion or a reversal, or just standing aside and waiting if there's an opportunity or not. Oil, 9 a.m. Bonds, gold, currencies, 8:20. Now we had 8:30 a.m. major red news. I wait until after the news is released. Now, I've talked about other time frame traders. So if I'm trading on a smaller time frame in the session that I'm trading, and I'm looking for a parabolic best trade opportunity, the templates, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday templates will offer me insight with signal days and best chart templates on the day for opportunities that may be driven by other time frame traders, longer time frame traders, responsive buyers and sellers that are driving these moves. I'm looking for one of two types of opportunities, either a dump and pump or a pump and dump opportunity, whether it's over the week or within the day itself for a daily best candidate chart template. I've just made a short list of some of the opportunities that presented today in different sessions. There may have been other ones as well, but in the interest of time, I'll just try to cover. I follow the major pairs: cross rates, pound yen, euro Canadian, pound Canadian, and the euro Oz and pound Oz. Now, we had major red news on London's session on British pound pairs, but there were opportunities in the Asian and London session throughout the week. But today we're talking about Thursday, day 2, and what opportunities presented. Just to repeat this, Monday's day 1, Tuesday's day 2, Wednesday's day 3. This isn't a Monday to Wednesday template. Wednesday resets is the midpoint range of the week in a Wednesday to Friday template. Friday is the closing range of the week, the closing price of the week. Monday is the opening range of the week. And where people get confused and where a lot of, I have no idea what other day counts are. This is my own approach to the markets. This is what I have worked out for myself. A 3-day setup is when we have an extreme that forms outside of a Monday or Wednesday, giving us a potential Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday setup. It could be a Thursday, Friday, Monday setup, or it could be a different type of 3-day combination from a high of week to low of week. We don't change the day count until the opposite side of a daily range is broken from a breakout at the high or low of the week. Now, I've gone over this in previous videos that are in the playlist. And then we have 3 days of breakout traders in the markets where we expand the range for at least 3 days outside of whether it's the closing range of the week or the opening range of the week, for 3 days of breakout traders that are in the markets. So coming back to this list, we may have a 3-day setup that's based on a breakout on a high of a week on day 2 on Tuesday. And it's Thursday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sets up as a 3-day setup. Now, what are the signal days on these pairs? Now, US Swiss, we have a day 2. Wednesday formed the higher low of the week. On Wednesday, the midpoint range of the week. We saw that on gold as well. It's a day 2. We have other pairs that are in day 2 templates, second day, and we have signal days. So Japanese yen is in a 3-day setup, as is the Canadian dollar, and they had inside day signals. The euro, we'll look at it in a moment, a first green day signal. Euro Canadian, an inside day signal. Gold gave a day 0 on a Wednesday, which began a reversal, and we'll look at the reversal opportunity that was a 3-session setup today. The Canadian dollar gave a 3-session setup today on a range expansion opportunity after major red news. DJ30, a first green day of the other indexes, first green day, but different setups. And I will go over how other time frame traders allowed us to establish a thesis for a best trade candidate heading into the open, and how other time frame traders gave traders first green day opportunities after the market was open. Pound yen, an inside day on a day 3, it's a 3-day setup. 3-day setup. It gave an inside day signal that blew off in the direction of the trend, and also gave a 3-session setup for a reversal after major red news in the second hour. West Texas and spot crude both gave a first red day shorting opportunity in the London session, and they also gave a 3-session setup reversal in the US session heading into the 9 a.m. oil opening time. We're looking at the Swiss franc, and the high of the week was formed on Wednesday. We have a market that expanded the range on the downside in the US session and closed as a first red day and low-hanging fruit continuation after major red news for a 25 pip scalp. We're looking at the Japanese yen opportunity in the Asian session. We had a first red day, an inside day, and heading into our Asia session window, the thesis again on a first red day is a sell high, high of session, high of day opportunity if indeed it presents. We're underneath our universal EMA heading into the open of the session on our 1 hour time frame. The third day from the high, and again, the template we're looking at is a pump and dump chart template heading into the open of our session for an easy 25, and if traders held on to this, potentially even more heading into our US window. If we go to our longer time frame, this market is a creeping trend down before blowing off vertically on major red news. Third day from the high on Tuesday, it's a day 3 reversal opportunity, pump and dump template from a first red day, signal day. Next up, we have the Canadian dollar. It's a 3-day setup. Signal day yesterday is an inside day. A major red news CPI acting as a pump day. We have first red day at the close of Wednesday. And heading into our US window, we have just had a range expansion in the London session, a lower low on the inside. Lower low on the inside is a setup for potentially a pump and dump opportunity. We're below closing price heading into the open and major red news. We're looking at the 5-minute chart. Major red news acts as a range expansion again in a 3-session setup. Heading into the second hour, we have a first bounce opportunity, again, 5-minute chart. After major red news, the pump and continuation, first bounce, second hour, timings, levels, behavior of price, using the clock, understanding the new hour beginning, and we have a first bounce continuation trade on the Canadian dollar in the US session, a 3-session setup on day 3, signal day, the inside day. Euro gave a first green day on Wednesday, and that was a parabolic continuation trade that started to move in the London session. Wednesday midpoint range of the week forms a first green day on the euro, and this market was already running away heading into major red news. A little low-hanging fruit continuation second hour up to the high, but also understanding that now we're back up towards the closing price level from Friday at the beginning of the week, our measuring point, and we have a blow-off move in progress heading into our major red news. So a good opportunity in our London window, higher highs, higher lows for the dump and pump template. Again, this is a 15-minute chart and driven by other time frame traders. So traders that were positioned in the London window had a fantastic opportunity on a first green day reversal signal on Thursday. The Euro Canadian, we had an inside day signal day on Wednesday. We had an inside day on Wednesday, and at our New York Open, heading into our New York Open, we're at the high of the week. We have our pin hammer and the engulfment for the reversal trade, 3 pins to the high, and then our 9:30 New York Open for the collapse back to the low of the day and back into closing price from Friday. The opening price for the week, the closing price from the Friday, back from the high of the week at 9:30 New York time after major red news, 3 pins to the high, the engulfment at the New York Open for an easy reversal trade opportunity, not only from the high of the week, but the high of the inside day. We haven't gone all the way to the other side yet, but the inside day, if that trade reverses, again, reminding ourselves that where is the money? And as this market's about to close, this will also close as a first red day, understanding that we have inside bar traders trapped at the high of the week. Next up is gold. We have a day 2. Wednesday formed the low of our week at the midpoint range of the week. Now, Wednesday formed a day 0 template, and I would call this a first green day, except we obviously did not close above the open, but we have a market that has made peak formation low, peak formation high, and put in a range expansion at the end of the US session. Timings, levels, behavior of price. I also had a level. This was the high of the New York Open on Tuesday. Again, the high of the hour. We'll use an hourly chart in a second. You can see that was the last high of the last hour downwards, and we've broken back up above the high of the day heading into today's session, and that could be an area that the market targeted as we headed into our US window. Day 0 forms a rectangle, and a rectangle can offer us a potential range expansion opportunity as a profit target if that market sets up accordingly. Now, this market was already in a parabolic channel prior to the major red news, which gave a fairly good indication that they could go vertical straight away, or just heading into the news, getting traders to either chase this
into that blow-off move, which was targeting traders' stops above the New York session from Tuesday on the measured move down after CPI. As this market's blowing off, no opportunity to position myself in that move. And as I put on the community post, our first hour formed a high and a low on the major red news. So that forms a box. Second hour opens and continues higher. And as I mentioned on my video earlier in the day, if traders had just sat on their hands and waited, our second hour went up and put a high of day in place. And I remind traders, other time frame traders can come below these levels or on top of these levels, other time frame sellers, other time frame buyers. And when we have breakouts, these levels can also attract other time frame traders when they're breakout pullbacks for other time frame sellers coming into the market on top of those levels, or other time frame buyers coming in underneath of those levels. So if you understand these three levels, or when the market puts in a high or a low, timings, levels, behavior of price. Done one full range expansion back up from our day zero template. We have our third hour entry opportunity at the half hour mark for a reversal trade in a market that has now broken structure on the inside, lower low. Pump back up. We have our 1 hour, 2 hour, and a third hour reversal back into higher level longs who have entered the market after major red news. So again, I don't have to worry about looking at every little bar and studying it. I'm just paying attention to the clock. 1 hour, 2 hours. We've done a full range expansion. Some traders participated in this move, and important again to understand to lock in the money as we get into those higher levels, or we've done range expansions, understanding that this market now is getting traders caught buying higher and higher, and an easy reversal opportunity on gold, third hour. I'll look at all three indexes together and explain my rationale for taking the DJ30 over the other two. A couple of excellent questions regarding NASDAQ and S&P, but both were 3-day setups. All three were 3-day setups. We had all three giving first green day signals, and of course a 3-session setup as we are opening at 9:30 a.m. New York time. I'll just repeat this. When we have a daily level broken on Thursday, a high of day level broken earlier in the day, that automatically starts my day count now, even though I can recognize this is a day 3. We had an inside day on Wednesday. So that forms, Tuesday forms our low of the week then. Day 1, day 2, day 3 now on Thursday. Now, I want to point out a couple of things. I just did the same on gold. This is a 1 hour chart, other time frame traders potentially driving this move. Now, we had that high of the 1 hour bar taken out on major red news first hour. The next level that I could be looking at is the breakout level of Monday's low of day when we had CPI and the market collapse before opening down low at the New York Open. That gives us a higher high on the inside as our reference point heading into our 9:30 New York time. This is a 5-minute chart. We have our little 2-bar pin reversal engulfment. On the 1-minute chart, we have an easy earlier opportunity to be entering into this market in the coil, heading right into the open for an explosive opportunity right at the open on a range expansion for a measured move target. Now, just coming back to our 1 hour time frame, I just want to point out again the space between where we're at and the breakout level. The breakout level, we've already cleared the lower high on the 1 hour time frame. That means is other time frame sellers that were driving this market before may now be weakening. We've already taken out that high. The next area to target is the breakout level. So there's space between Monday's low of day and our opening price level on the DJ30 for a fantastic first green day parabolic long trade right off the open on DJ30. Just go back to this one more time. Timings, levels, behavior of price. We're on top of closing price. And if we just go back to our larger time frame of high and low from where that market reversed, we've already completed one full range expansion of the high and low of the day in a market that was already in breakout and opened out of balance. So if we contrast that with the NASDAQ 100, so as the day's progressing, we've made higher highs and we have a pin hammer at the close of our first hour, a bearish pin hammer. We've already closed the gap on Tuesday's breakout earlier in the day. We've traded back up into the closing price of Monday's opening range, which, funny enough, aligns with our initial high of day. Now, if we have other time frame sellers coming in at this level, I'll just draw this out for traders to see. We have other time frame sellers up in this level. So that is an area that the market has sold down from before. We've already closed the breakout gap. We have other time frame buyers that have come into the market and broken out at the end of the session on Wednesday. So we have an area that could potentially provide some resistance or support. Now remember, it's a first green day opportunity, which is a low of the day, low of the session buying opportunity if it presents. When New York opens, the first thing it does is explode downwards. Now we'll look at the same 5-minute setup on the NASDAQ that we did on the DJ30 that was set for an explosive long trade opportunity. In this particular case, we've pumped up on major red news and made lower lows with an engulfment pin hammer at the close of our first 5 minutes. So again, other time frame sellers were above this area into the open after major red news. Now, since that time, we've come down into where other time frame buyers were at first hour, second hour, and the beginning of the third hour from the open. So fourth hour from our 12 candle window. This is just after 11 a.m. We've got our little reversal and engulfment that forms beginning the move back from the level that we just looked at on the hourly chart where other time frame buyers came into the market. So a fantastic short trading opportunity and also a reversal opportunity for the continuation of the first green day for back in the long direction after the market has gone down and put in a low of the day. Coming back to understanding timings, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours down. The fourth hour begins the reversal. New hour starts and the reversal back into the close of the day on a first green day reversal trade opportunity. As soon as Wednesday's high of day was broken, that confirms Tuesday as our low of the week, day 1, day 2, day 3. We have a first green day. We have other time frame traders that have now been traded above. It's a 15-minute chart, higher highs, heading back up. We've closed the breakout gap heading into the session. Not quite got there right off the bat, but again, you'll notice no space. We've already traded up above where the major red news took place. And that market coiled sideways before little range expansion below the low of London. We're on top of closing price. And similar to the NASDAQ, a fourth hour continuation long first green day reversal trade from the low of the day. So right off the bat, market did not give any specific buy or sell opportunities, but as it coiled sideways, again, their universal entry criteria, coiling sideways back up inside for continuing a first green day opportunity. Obviously, better fill opportunities on smaller time frame if traders understood the thesis. We have a little double bottom W pattern, the range expansion on the open of New York through the low of the London session and into closing price before reversing and continuing back up in the long direction. So coming back to my thesis on DJ30 was it had room to explode back to where breakout traders had come into the market, less resistance, and an easy parabolic opportunity right on the open of the New York equity market session. Pound yen gave an inside day signal yesterday. It was a 3-day setup, culminating from the high of Tuesday, inside day on Wednesday, and a blow off for a 3-session setup, blowing off in Asia, London, but giving a 3-session setup for a New York session reversal opportunity on a very well engineered chart. Now, I had several questions about this. This is a very straightforward opportunity today, but I'm going to go back and show that from the closing range of Friday. Now, we're looking at a 15-minute chart of the pound yen. Friday's closing range, peak formation higher, range expansion. So again, higher highs on Friday, a range expansion, and then a range expansion reversal on Monday. So Range expansion on the top side. It closed back up above the high of the day and went sideways. So we have breakout traders in the market on Friday. They hit the stops. They trigger breakout traders on Monday. That's a day zero template heading into Tuesday. Day zero, 3-day setup. We had major red news on Tuesday that blew the market vertical. Then CPI took it higher. We had an inside day on Wednesday. And when that was broken today in Asia, that confirms Wednesday is day 2 and the high of the week on Tuesday as day 1 in a 3-day setup. So remember, there are 2 types of opportunities on a day 3. If they present, day 3 can blow off in the direction of the trend. Now we're going to look at a couple things here. There was a perfect trade in Asia for the day 3 parabolic move in Asia. Okay, just a 15-minute chart, universal entry criteria. We have one break of the daily low. The market in the London Europe window goes lower. Now we have a second break of a range expansion in that market. So we have, heading into the US window, we've made 1 push, 2 push, major red news, and we're into a level. This is a 15-minute chart. I'll put the hourly chart on here to understand this better. So a couple of questions from a few traders. They were looking for a short trade down low, expecting that to blow off. Now, I want you to think about something I said. Project Friday's low of day across. Below Friday's low of day, what did we have? We had other time frame buyers. This is an hourly chart. We had other time frame buyers come into this market underneath of Friday's low of day. Is it possible that we could have other time frame buyers come into the market at that level again, and we're also below the closing price of Friday, which is our reference point when the week starts off for auctioning away and towards that price? That is our value price that the market is basing all of its movement off heading into the new week. Thought process is that we could have other time frame buyers below Friday's low of day. Timings, levels, behavior of price. We have a 3-bar reversal engulfment first hour, 30 to 45 minutes. You've heard me repeat that. This is at the close of the first hour. Going to our 5-minute chart, we have our universal entry criteria met at the beginning of the second hour for an easy reversal opportunity. Zero heat, zero stress, a 3-session setup on a 3-day setup that blew off in the direction of the trend. We have 3 sessions setting this up. I want you to look at this chart for a second. This is a 5-minute chart. We have a break of the daily low. That's our first break. They go lower in the Europe-London window. We have a range expansion lower prior to our U.S. window. The U.S. major red news expands the range and reverses on a 3-session reversal. Down low, 3 levels of drop below closing price. We are below closing price. Sellers have been in the money all day long. They may be going back to the high of the Asian session, peak formation high made in the Asian session, or higher. Look at this chart for one moment. 1, 2, 3 levels of drop, 3 sessions, and the parabolic reversal. Gold on Wednesday, same type of template. Asia expands the range. London expands the range. US New York Open expands the range. Parabolic reversal. And we are all under closing price. They go back up through the peak formation high made in Asia. Same type of template, different variation. 1, 2, 3 to the low for a parabolic reversal. 1, 2, 3 to the low, parabolic reversal. Different instrument, different day, same opportunity. West Texas spot crude was the same. I want to show you a very similar template to what we just looked at. This is West Texas oil. We have a peak formation high range expansion on Friday, breakout traders in the market. We have a peak formation low made on Monday before a range expansion on the long side above the high of day on Monday, forming a day zero template. understanding when the week began, we made higher highs, day 1, day 2, day 3 for the dump. We had other time frame buyers that came in on Monday below Friday's low of day. We closed as a first green day, and we had a range expansion on the long side heading into the third session, day 1, day 2, day 3. We had a first red day on Wednesday, and this market proceeded to dump down, pumped up in London for the collapse again and the reversal. And as I explained to a trader, there was a first red day trade in London. We'll break this down into a smaller time frame in a moment. And the importance, again, of understanding that on the day you can have a signal day, but when you come to your session, what type of template or opportunity do we have? Is it session 3 and a low-hanging fruit for just a 25 pip drop, or do we have a session 3 reversal? There are two types. Trend trades, reversal trades, but we are trading down into other time frame buyers. But what type of template do we have on the day? This market gave a fantastic range expansion reversal right at 9 a.m. heading into the beginning of the session right from closing price. Now we have a similar setup to what we just talked about. We have a lower low range expansion made in Asia, a lower low made in the London window, a higher high. A higher high on the inside made in our London session. Higher high on the inside is a template setup for the dump and pump. Range expansion on the upside, range expansion a third time to the downside, a third time to the low before reversing and making higher highs and higher lows heading into our 9 a.m. oil market open. Our universal entry criteria is on the screen. And again, a high low of this range, which is a day 0 template for a measured move range expansion. Peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation, parabolic at closing price at 9 a.m. for an explosive continuation trade in the long direction. A reversal back up into lower level shorts from the collapse after major red news on inventories, but a fantastic 3-session setup. So I'll just repeat that this was a day 0 shorting opportunity in the London session that took out the low of the day. Once it got to the low of the day, recognizing that we are trading back into other time frame buyers, and this market may be at a level where it could possibly reverse. Now, if we look at the closing price of Friday, which is where we start our week off, we've traded below that and we're now coiling with a parabolic engulfment 9 a.m. on top of closing price, exploding back in the long direction. Timings, levels, behavior of price. Having a signal day gave a first red day shorting opportunity in the London session, the pump and dump. So let me blow this up again. Go to our 5-minute chart. Pump and dump first red day opportunity, and then a dump and pump higher high on the inside, peak formation high, peak formation low, coiling, consolidation, timings, levels, behavior of price, closing price level, engulfment, coiled inside of our universal EMA for an explosion. A day 0 rectangle range expansion opportunity on spot crude and West Texas oil. There were fantastic opportunities today. Tomorrow's Free Cash Friday. Again, I emphasize to traders, everything you need is in this playbook to identify 90-10 best trade candidates for best trade setups. Parabolic opportunities can grow a small trading account fast. Keep it simple. Focus on the bigger picture, the simple templates, traders. May the markets go with you.